Pedro and Colt are caught in parallel spirals of relationship chaos, where love, betrayal, and family interference collide in dramatic and often self-destructive ways. Their stories unfold like a reality TV telenovela, messy, ironic, and emotionally exhausting. Colt's situation is the more visibly disastrous. His relationship with Courtney has completely collapsed after he betrayed her by exchanging explicit images with another woman while still living in her home. This wasn't a minor mistake, it was a deep violation of trust. Courtney responds decisively. She ends the relationship and kicks him out. Suddenly, Colt finds himself alone, staying in a motel, reflecting on how quickly his life unraveled. Enter Debbie, his mother, who immediately steps in to fix everything. She travels to support him, but her approach reveals a deeper issue: she doesn't believe Colt can handle his own life. Debbie embodies the classic enabling parent, convinced that her son's remorse should be enough to win Courtney back. She pushes the idea that love and apologies can undo serious damage, even suggesting that a private conversation could magically repair the relationship. But Courtney is firm. She refuses to reconcile, making it clear that some lines once crossed cannot be uncrossed. Colt, despite recognizing the reality, clings to hope, while Debbie continues to push a narrative that ignores the consequences of his actions. The result is both tragic and ironic. Colt is forced to confront the fact that love alone cannot fix betrayal, while his mother refuses to accept that truth. Meanwhile, Pedro's story mirrors Colt's in theme but differs in execution. His conflict isn't driven by infidelity, but by a toxic family dynamic that sabotages his relationship with Sophie. Pedro begins to notice a troubling pattern. His current situation feels eerily similar to his past relationship with Chantel. The same controlling behaviors, the same emotional manipulation, and the same constant tension are resurfacing. Her mother scrutinizes everything Pedro says and does, turning minor issues into major conflicts. Any attempt Pedro makes to assert independence is interpreted as disrespect or betrayal. He finds himself trapped between trying to maintain his relationship and navigating the emotional minefield created by Sophie's family. Pedro attempts to fix things by apologizing and expressing his love, but Sophie is reaching her limit. She asks for space not because she doesn't care, but because she's starting to recognize the emotional toll of staying in such a chaotic environment. For her, the question becomes less about love and more about self-preservation. Nicole adds another layer of tension by questioning Pedro's intentions, intensifying Sophie's frustration. Arguments escalate, and Pedro struggles to keep the peace. Slowly, he realizes a painful truth. These conflicts are not isolated incidents but repeating patterns. His past with Chantel wasn't an exception, it was a warning. Both Pedro and Colt are ultimately dealing with the same core issue: the inability to break destructive cycles. Colt faces the consequences of his own actions, while Pedro confronts the impact of family interference. In both cases, love is not enough to sustain a relationship when trust is broken or boundaries are non-existent. The irony in both stories is striking. Colt's mother believes she can repair what he destroyed, while Pedro tries to hold on to a relationship that is being suffocated by external pressures. Both men are caught between hope and reality, struggling to accept that some situations cannot be fixed. The key lesson is clear: relationships don't exist in isolation. They are shaped by behavior, choices, and the influence of those around us. Without accountability, boundaries, and emotional awareness, even the strongest feelings can collapse under pressure. In the end, Pedro and Colt are left to confront uncomfortable truths. Colt must accept that some mistakes are irreversible, and Pedro must decide whether repeating the same toxic patterns is worth the cost. Their stories serve as a reminder that surviving love and family drama requires more than emotion. It needs strategy, growth, and the courage to change.